What does it mean to redeem a nation? And who gets to decide what needs redeeming? On this first episode of History Defined, I am going to unpack the Southern Redemption movement and how it brought Reconstruction to a violent end. After the Civil War, millions of formerly enslaved people finally had a voice in American democracy. But that moment didn't last. In the 1870s, a movement calling itself Redemption swept across the South, and it changed everything. Redemption was the name white Southern Democrats gave their political comeback. To them, it meant taking back the South from Republican rule, Northern carpetbaggers, and newly empowered black voters. But this wasn't about fairness. To the Redeemers, this wasn't backlash. It was a crusade to restore a quote-unquote order. And that order was code for political control by white elites, the rollback of civil rights, and the end of black progress. Redeemers used every tool they had to crush Reconstruction. Voter suppression took many forms, including poll taxes, literacy tests, and outright fraud. Violence and terror were widespread. The Ku Klux Klan, the Red Shirts in South Carolina, and armed mobs at polling places. And they rewrote state constitutions to make sure black citizens couldn't vote. In Mississippi, Redeemers perfected their strategy. A mix of threats, violence, and rigged elections drove down black turnout and flipped control of the state. It worked so well that it became a model for the rest of the South. By 1876, most Southern states were already redeemed. The federal government, led by increasingly tired Republicans, began to retreat. The final blow came with the Compromise of 1877, when Rutherford B. Hayes became president and agreed to withdraw the last federal troops from the South. Without those troops, no one was left to protect black citizens from violence or injustice. Southern Democrats had won, and Reconstruction, with all of its hopes, was over. The Redemption era laid the foundation for Jim Crow laws, segregation, and the disenfranchisement of generations. W.E.B. Du Bois said it best. The slave went free, stood a brief moment in the sun, then moved back again toward slavery. That brief moment and its violent undoing is what redemption was all about. If you want more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. And check out Civics and Coffee, a history podcast, for even more deep dives into the stories of our past. See you next time.